Hi, and welcome back to the online study of preparing for PPA certification. We're now on Section D of Digital Post-Production. Section D says, select appropriate file management and archival systems. Now there's two items on the exam from this section. Number 1 says, knowledge of backup and archive media, including CD, DVD, cloud storage, flash drives, hard drives, etc. If you were preparing for the CPP exam prior to January 1st of 2018, the test specifications included a section of understanding the different types of media that are used to capture images. In this section, it's really talking about the various types of media that are used for storage of digital files. So we're going to run through several different devices, very different archival devices, and just take a quick look at what's good about them, what may be bad about them, and how they're best suited for their use. So let's begin. We'll begin with the compact flash cards and SD cards. Now those are primarily used for image capture, not at all for long-time storage. The next ones that we'll look at will be flash drives. These are ideal for temporary storage of digital files, especially when moving them, let's say, from one computer to another, or moving those files to a source for printing. Perhaps it could be used for the delivery of digital images, but I would not use these jump drives or these flash drives for long-term digital storage. They're really more for temporary storage and getting them from one place to another. Next are CDs and DVDs. You know, it wasn't that long ago that this was a highly popular way of archiving your digital files, as it seems that we're gradually moving away from CDs and DVDs as a media device for our computers at all. I would suggest this may be one that we really probably no longer consider, as there are computers now, when you go to buy them, they don't even have CD or DVD players in them or CD and DVD drives in them. So I suspect this one's going to be on its way out. I suspect it won't be too long before it's even removed from the test specifications. But for right now, it could be a solution for archiving digital media. Not necessarily best for long term because of its susceptibility to being scratched and damaged otherwise, but I think the biggest detriment to these are going to be the ability to have devices that will actually read them in the future. But in the meantime, yeah, you could use them as a backup system. The next one we'll talk about will be portable external hard drives. Now these are very popular for storage of media files. I actually use those quite a bit in my practice, where I can store, until it's full, unplug it, put it away for safekeeping, add another one. They're cheap, they're inexpensive, they can hold a whole lot of data nowadays. So they could be a really good solution for archiving your digital files. They may not be the best solution, because the best solution might be what we're just going to call external hard drives. Now these are going to be the larger types of hard drives that can be set up in sequence so that you have some sort of a fail-safe measure and redundancy in your backups. In other words, taking a look at the various RAID arrays, where when you're saving files to your array of hard drives, you're actually saving it on 2 different hard drives, because that's really the problem with digital media now, is the possibility of damage or corruption to a hard drive or to our storage devices. The idea in a RAID array is that if one of those external hard drives has damage or goes bad, because of the redundancy in it, you have a backup of it, a mirror image of that same hard drive that is part of that array. Cloud storage gives us another solution to be able to take images out of the physical realm of hard drives and jump drives and such, and putting them into cloud storage. The good of that is that we can retrieve them from anywhere. The bad of it is that it can take a long time if you're uploading or downloading a large number of files. So it may not be quite as efficient as having external hard drives, but it's still a solution nevertheless. And as the cost of cloud storage keeps coming down, that's also a solution that I use in my own practice. The key here is that there's no single method or no single system for storing digital files that you should be comfortable with. The good practice is to have your digital files backed up on 2 different types of media and kept in 2 different locations. So for example, if you have your images just on your portable hard drives, what happens if, God forbid, you lose those hard drives in a fire? It would be nice to have them backed up also into cloud storage. Or if you have multiple versions of those drives, keep one set of drives in your home, keep another set of drives at the office or at a friend's house, but always have redundancy not only across devices but in separate locations. Number 2 says, knowledge of computer operations including RAM, storage, and virtual memory. Now, you don't have to be a computer expert to pass this part of the exam, but there are a couple of key things that we want to know. After all, our image editing software consumes a lot of space and a lot of resources on our computers. So with a little bit of knowledge, we can help those softwares run much more efficiently for us. A computer's CPU, or central processing unit, is the engine that drives the speed and efficiency of the entire operating system, as well as the installed software. Now, today's modern desktop and laptop computers give us a variety of options when it comes to processors. The computer that I'm using actually has 4 processors to handle tasks quickly and efficiently. The speed of the processor is stated in gigahertz. The higher this number, the faster the processor. So a 2 gigahertz processor is faster than a 1.8 gigahertz. So when we talk about the memory in our computer, there's really 3 different types of memory that we'll discuss. The first is just kind of known as computer memory. Computer memory expresses the amount of space available for storage of installed software and saved data files. This is not space that's used during the processing of task on the computer. It's just a storage place. RAM, on the other hand, known as random access memory, is the memory allocated for handling temporary processes required to run the software and applications and calculations. Increased RAM increases the efficiency of processes and tasks that the computer handles. Virtual memory is within the computer's operating system, which allows for temporary memory expansion of the computer's RAM once the RAM has reached its limits. Virtual memory allows the computer to expand the RAM temporarily into the computer's regular hard drive so that it can process larger jobs and tasks more efficiently without the problems of freezing and crashes that sometimes occur. Now, this isn't on the exam, what I'm about to tell you, but just a helpful hint. If you're working in an image editing software such as Photoshop and you're having problems with crashes, you can actually go into the preferences of your image editing software and increase the memory, which should help your processes go much more smoothly without the frequent crashes. Well, that's it for Section D. Now on to Section E.